So,
Good morning, Miss Shirley.
morning.
So, for today's research objectives is maximize how the early childhood educator integrate digital tools to enhance young children language practice, and another is to investigate the challenges of using digital technology in enhance young children for language development. So now we start our first questions. So can you brief describe your teaching experience in early childhood educations? For examples, how long have you been working in early childhood environments?
Well, I've been in this early childhood education field for more than 20 years. I have taught preschool children for roughly 8 years in my early years in the field. So, but after that, I have moved on to still in the field, but it's more on the management side. And I also have experience in guiding teachers to and train teachers in many ways besides being a lecturer.
Okay. So what that motivates you to become an early childhood educator?
Well, it's my goal in life to share what I can with young children and also potential teachers and also current servicing teachers, so that we can make or I can have a little contribution to the early childhood education field. And I would want to see Malaysia particularly to make children's education better.
So what the qualifications or training do you have in early childhood education?
So far, I have my master in education, major in early childhood.
So how you work in different early childhood center before? If yes, could you brief describe your experience?
I started off with real kids for a few years. There, I taught children for 4 years old and 6 years old. But when I was a teacher there, I was a class teacher and also an English teacher as well. And I have to rotate to teach English, especially with the 6 years old, because there got few classes of 6 years old. So then, when I take my diploma in ECE, then after I graduated, I joined Tadika and Tasca CCE. I worked there, also teaching English as well for 4, 5, and 6 years old.
Okay, understood. So do you believe the digital tools are effective in helping the children learn language skill? Why and why not?
Yes, it could help children in building their language, especially when they are socializing, like working in pair, how to manipulate the device, and of course about the content as well. Now, from my experience, I let children to expose, for example, like the story in English, and also certain interactive games for them to kind of like know about certain words, and also to engage them on the grammar side as well. Okay. Besides that, well, we they are not per se to kind of like use the computer or the device to create a story, but a little bit of putting the pictures into empty space for them to create the picture and not to the extent that they need to type out the story.
Okay. So, how often that you plan a lesson to use a digital technology in your classroom to improve the children language?
It is depending on my design of the activity. Well, I would not say it will be weekly, but it will be when it is suitable to use, and also depending on their ability in using the device mainly.
Okay. So, how you encountered any technical difficulties when you use digital tools in class? If yes, how did you handle them?
Okay, initially they get excited in touching the devices. Well, of course it will be challenging, so I will lead them at first, where in the past I use phone or tablet. That is much easier to handle. So I will have a very small group, and or I started with pair first. I'll call 2 children at a time with me, and I'll guide them. Then it will be on rotation basis. So once they are familiar with what is required, then the group will be a bit bigger. But usually it will be in pair.
Understand? So, do you feel you have received sufficient training or support to effective use the digital tools for language development? Why and why not?
Can you repeat your question?
Do you feel you have received training or support to effective use the digital tools for language development? Why and why not?
Okay, I do not have official training to lead children in using digital tool, but I was my first degree is in computer science, so I have a bit of knowledge in computer. So tapping on that, I design and think what the children can do. So yes, I do not have a proper trained on how to lead children in using computer or digital device.
Understand? So, what the challenges or limitations do you face when using the digital technology in your teaching?
My advice? Are you asking my advice? Okay. Well, we have to see whether are the children ready to use it. But during my time, it was many years ago. So well, I have to look into their readiness, whether will they be overwhelming or getting overexcited when to introduce the device. So I have to preempt them, telling that okay, we will use this to do certain things. So I'll call you 2 by 2 while waiting, then I shall give them or occupy them with other activities so that they will wait patiently and wait. And of course, other thing it will be they would want, because it's like working in pair with one device, the waiting time is very long, and the hands-on experience is very short. So depends on the purpose of bringing the digital tool into the classroom. So with much later with my experience, then I managed to find certain application. Back then it was software using CD to load into the computer. So that's more structured, where they do not wrongly click into other program in the computer. So they are more focused, and certain software that I selected that will be more on the leading on the stages. So yeah, so they are more focused and more objective orientated.
So, how do you balance digital learning with traditional and non-digital language activities?
Okay, now to me, I still believe that children need more of human touch, where we have social interaction, face to face, not just using digital devices to learn language. So that would be a good in terms of like letting children to know how to speak in a different manner, in a different tone, and learning about the pronunciation, especially if we are looking into correcting them the accent of the language, like UK compared with the US is different, and the local pronunciation is also different. So indirectly, children are learning that in speaking it correctly. So other than that, it will be fun for them to have a feel of like, oh, I also learned something from the phone, for example, like I can push and move the letter B to certain places, and it gives a positive response. So it motivates children in learning. So that's what I quite like about the digital tool to get children in learning language. But however, I still believe children needs more concrete and with real objects to learn in the in their learning, and particularly it will be more free and will have a different group setting when they can learn from other children as well to enhance their language.
So, for the last questions, in your opinions, do digital tools support to handle verbal interactions between children and teachers?
Verbal interaction, well, this is depending on the age, but however, if we are looking into preschool, 6 years old, back then they do not have much of exposure on the digital devices. So the interaction between the children and the child and the teacher, it will be pretty I would say not really open-ended kind. It's more of direct instruction, because the teacher here also have to make sure the children are focusing on what need to be done by them, and then they also need a lot of guidance in handling the device. If it's phone and tablet, it's much easier using finger. If it's computer, they need to learn how to look at the cursor and move the mouse. So it's a different learning setup. So using device on the interaction part is pretty limited, I would say.
So, thank you, Miss Shirley, for today's interview.
Welcome.